Has being exiled disrupted, or perhaps maybe it's enhanced your skeptical efforts? Has it, I guess, has it been a detriment, or has it enhanced your efforts with the...
I think the church intended to silence me, number one, and to scare the whole rationalist movement, because I am the face of the rationalist movement in India.
Sure.
So if I am humiliated publicly or force an apology from me, that would, affect the morale of the whole people. So therefore, their whole intent got completely dampened, because I went out and this got international publicity over CNN, BBC, Wall Street Journal, New York Times, London Times, everywhere this has been reported. But I didn't stop also. I further traveled, in different countries. The last 1 year I've been traveling in something like 11 countries, and I made 70 public lectures and went to Ireland and exposed local miracles there, and I keep on going. So this has enhanced my outreach and expanded my horizon, thanks to Catholic Church.
What kind of superstitious attitudes that are prevalent in India, or what are some of the superstitious attitudes that are most prevalent in India, and what do you think are the most damaging of those?
We have a lot of serious superstitions. Like astrology, unlike what it is seen in Europe, like a newspaper column where you look at it and read and make a little fun out of it, astrology is taken damn serious by most of Indians. 78% of Indians follow some way or other astrology. And more than half of Indian population control their life on the basis of astrological predictions. They marry on the basis of horoscopes. If horoscopes do not match, marriages do not work. They don't go for a marriage. And that has been, not only it's a Hindu practice, this has creeped in other religions also. The Sikh religion or Islam or Christianity has adapted astrology into their day-to-day life.
Sure.
So also people don't start important things on inauspicious times, and good things are only to be started at auspicious times. I was told that when India launches satellites, the chief of Indian Space Research Institute consults an astrologer for the best time and breaks a coconut in front of the elephant-faced Ganesh statue so that the obstacles are removed. And that's how science and superstition coexist in India. That's so dangerous.
Absolutely. That's very, very strange. I did not know any of that. I'm learning so much.
But more than that, the holy men in India, like Satya Sai Baba or Sri Sri Ravi Shankar or the Hugging Saint, these people have enormous clout in the political structure. Satya Sai Baba had, for example, at least 3 prime ministers as his devotees and 1 or 2 presidents as his devotees. And one time we had the president, the prime minister, the chief justice, the speaker of the parliament, all were his devotees. So a person who claims that he was God and he created this universe and do sleight of hand children's local magic, that he produces holy ash with the movement of his hand and taken as a symbol that he is God. I mean, he got such a clout in India.
That is terrifying. I mean, I think our situation in America is bad with some of our leaders and politicians being overly religious, trying to impose their religion in law, but it sounds like it's much worse there.
In fact, in USA, despite the tele-evangelists and all at one side, you have the First Amendment almost seriously implemented here.
Sure.
But in India, though we have a constitution which guarantees that there is free speech and free expression, and we have fundamental duties in our constitution that says that every Indian citizen shall promote scientific temperament, spirit of inquiry, critical approach, and spirit of reform. And look at the whole country with such a constitution. Holy men are being consulted by cabinet ministers, and their houses, when they enter the house for staying, Vastu experts restructure the whole house at public expense, millions worth rupees, and because some prime ministers think that if the door is on one side of the house, he's not going to stay in power for a long time, and of course he would lose power after 13 months. Another interesting thing. Such things are so much deep penetrated into Indian mindset, and that too with the top politicians and powerful people.
That is not okay. So last question for you. What is a sampling of what you think to be the most absurd law in India? If you can think of one. You've already told me that there's lots of absurd things going on, but is there...
There are several laws which are simply absurd. I would say two major things. Number one, Article 295A of Indian Penal Code, which gives unbridled rights to the police officer to arrest anybody if anyone complains that his religious sentiments are hurt. And that's this law which is used against me.
So it's a blasphemy law, essentially.
It's essentially a blasphemy law.
Sure.
The same blasphemy law that exists in Pakistan. There, of course, you get a life, you get a death penalty, and in India you get some years of imprisonment only. This law has gone in Britain. And during the British colonial times, this law came to India, and the British Empire, and that has gone into India and Pakistan. And this law is still existing. We have so many other laws. For example, as per an official law, any kind of sexual relationship and a conventional sexual relationship is a crime, and you can get a life imprisonment for that, even between husband and wife. But this law is not implemented, but this law exists, and people can be charged. Recently, a minister in one of the states, a Hindu party ruled state in Madhya Pradesh, one of his colleagues or friends claimed that he had, a gay relation with him. He was thrown out from power, and he was removed from the party, and it was a public humiliation against him. Not that, whether the person was, he entered into a sexual act with his consent or not, that's not the question discussed. The question discussed is that the guy has claimed that he was sodomized. And that was the crime. So we have such laws existing in India.
That is... I am terrified now. And I'm also kind of take a little bit more, I'm not going to be so hard on, I say America so much because it's so much worse there, but I do appreciate you coming by and educating me and everyone else about the situation, your situation as well. I appreciate it so much, and thanks for coming by.
Thank you.